Hello there. Jordan asked me to say a little bit of something about the Fellowship of the Ring, and so I thought I might talk about a little bit about something that happens in the House of Tom Bombadil. I know that so many people get to Tom Bombadil and they're like, "What? What? What?" And and they say, "Oh, the Bombadil thing doesn't work," or Bombadil's God, or Bombadil's this, or Bombadil's that. Well, whatever Tom Bombadil is, I've always been very fond of him. I learned from Tom Bombadil that I can say, I don't understand, but I don't have to. It's okay for there to be that mystery there. So, before I read that passage, I want to start real quickly by reading something else that's, I think, certainly in a larger sense connected. In our fairy stories, Tolkien says, "Fairy contains many things besides elves and fays, and besides dwarves, witches, trolls, giants, or dragons. It holds the sea, the sun, the moon, the sky, and the earth, and all the things that are in it, tree and bird, water and stone, wine and bread, and ourselves, mortal men, when we are enchanted." That last bit there, that "when we are enchanted," is very important because it suggests that Tolkien saw the world, didn't see the world as disenchanted, as is so common to say that the world is disenchanted. And many people see it that way, but I'm not sure that Tolkien did, because that passage there suggests that we're the ones who are unenchanted. The world is just fine, okay? But we, being not enchanted, or even if we're not disenchanted, we miss fairy. We lose connection with the world, with part of the world that we can't perceive, experience otherwise. And that, I think, is some of what happens in the Hobbit's journey. As they leave first Hobbiton, and then the Shire, and then Buckland, and the Old Forest, and on and on and on. They are going into a progressively larger world, and I don't mean just physically larger world. They're going beyond the borders in more ways than one. They're becoming aware of a world that is larger, not just in terms of what we can see, but that there's more to that than we can understand, and that it's okay to be okay with that. Now, this passage that I'm going to read in the House of Tom Bombadil, it takes place after supper on the second night that they're there, on Goldberry's washing day, right? So, after they had eaten, Goldberry sang many songs for them, songs that began merrily in the hills and fell down softly into silence. And in the silences they saw in their minds pools and waters wider than any they had known. And looking into them, they saw the sky below them, and the stars like jewels in the depths. Then once more she wished them each good night and left them by the fireside. This is a really amazing perspective, because the hobbits are, in a sense, looking at the world because of Goldberry's song, because of enchantment. They are looking at the world as if from the outside, as if from above the world, looking down, and as if they are looking down into a sea. And in that sea are the stars and the sky. And what a fascinating view. It's in a way, it reminds me of the part in of Tuorin is coming to Gondolin, where Ulmo allows him to see with the swift sight of the Valor, and the world, as he sees, the world changes before his eyes. this year, and I think this is really appropriate for, for the venue, for Jordan's event. Because what we have in this passage is we have music and song, the sea, and the stars as viewed from the outside. This is like very much like what we hear of in the Ein Olindale, where the singing brings this vision, right? And in the vision they see other things, and so you've got song, you've got enchantment, and you've got a vision of the world, and that just expands, their perspective and their minds, just like it did when Eru said to the Ainur, "Hey, great song, I want to show you something." And then he takes them out there and he shows them a vision of what they have just sung. So, fairy is a world in which we are the ones left out, unless we are enchanted. So, go for that enchantment. Thank you.